Alert forecast only on Fox 47 News at 10.
All right, we're joined again by meteorologist Andy Provenzano for another extended look at the forecast.
You know, I was out there just a little while ago, and you start to feel the cooler air filtering in. If you got the windows open tonight, which most houses heated up pretty good today at 80 degrees, you're probably now starting to feel the cool down. And by morning, you're going to probably wish the windows closed. So a little taste of fall for just about a day. The sun's going to make up for it anyways, but we'll start with what's going on outside temperature-wise. And the readings are still in the 60s. That's not bad. That's certainly above normal, but it has started to drop a little bit of the humidity a little bit, and temperatures will fall much more rapidly after about 1 a.m. when the cooler weather begins to settle in, which is just off to our north. Look at the regional temperatures, 48 up at Marquette, 53 at the Sioux. They were in the 50s most of the day today, and readings with the winds off the lake up there aren't getting any better for them. We are going to cool down too. The front is coming through mid-Michigan with just a few clouds. The winds will shift to the north. You might see the curtains move a touch, but not a real breezy night or daytime tomorrow. We're just going to have a wind from this direction, which you can see there's not warm air there. It is cooler. We'll spend most of the first half of our day, probably till about 2 o'clock, in the 60s, and we should get into the low 70s, but the sun will certainly make it feel better than that. When you look at what the highs were today, it was very cool to the north, and readings got to the low 80s across mid-Michigan. Lansing and Jackson both getting to 80 degrees, 84 in Chicago. That heat, though, is going to sit out to the west a while. The 90s, in fact, it hit 100 in Nebraska. That heat's not coming our way, but when we turn our winds back to the southwest on Saturday, I think we get that 80-degree reading back in again. So the next 2 days are pretty fine, especially for those Friday night football games. Satellite picture shows the little band of even a few sprinkles on the east side of the state going southward. Once that clears the area, we'll cool off. A couple of clouds around, but it should be a mostly clear start to the day and keeping the sunshine all day long as high pressure is moving in from Canada. No precipitation, no major cool down, but it will be noticeable when you drop from a high of 80 to a high of around 70 degrees. Look across the nation here, and you can really make out this area of high pressure that's around the central part of the U.S. All the showers near the Gulf Coast. Most of the rains have been out west, where they certainly could use that with the forest fires they're seeing, and then it goes off to the north. We're just really under a separate flow coming out of Canada, and that's keeping us a little bit cooler, but there's not a lot of rain in this forecast. We'll start to worry about that with our next front, and that comes in on Saturday. So once we get this front to go south, you see the few clouds that we have here, and by morning those should be gone. It'll be a very sunny day. Winds lightly out of the northeast and easterly through the afternoon, but a lot of sunshine will make that high of around 71. Probably feel like the mid-70s. Should be very, very comfortable. Overnight period will keep the clear skies and go back down into the upper 40s. But the difference on Friday is we start to turn the winds out of the southwest later in the day. So while it will be a chilly start, by afternoon we warm things up, and for those Friday night football games, high school football on a Friday is back, and we'll see temperatures in the mid-70s to be sitting in the stands for any high school game. We go into the overnight with just a few clouds. Now what we're worried about is a very weak cold front. It's not going to drop our temperatures a lot. We should get to the low 80s on Saturday afternoon with that flow, but the front comes in late afternoon into the evening hours. There will be a few showers and maybe a lone thunderstorm or two along that front. That's how it looks right now. And so that could affect a couple of those big college games at East Lansing and down in Ann Arbor. That's something we'll be watching and updating for you for sure. So clear skies will develop again overnight. Got just a few clouds around right now. The key to everything is this wind direction turning to the northeast, and that drops the low to around 50, about 5-6 degrees cooler than it should be this time of year. For the daytime tomorrow, lots of sunshine in Brianna. Age 5 from Fowler. It's still short sleeve and shorts weather. Why not? Even though it's a little cooler than it has been, the sun's going to be nice and bright, and everybody working outside will get a little sunburn, not realizing you're doing it because it's only around 70. Here's your 7-day outlook, and we do the warm-up again. Getting back to 82 on Saturday, but we got to put a chance of a shower or scattered storm into the forecast. Pretty quiet for Sunday. And we heat it up again next week. We're still not done with summer into the 80s, but that will increase our chances of more showers and storms. So we'll update tomorrow, and certainly as we get into Friday, about the football game at Spartan Stadium. We want to have that mess again. It doesn't look impressive right now, but that's certainly what we'll watch.
Okay, I'm thinking we'll see some green umbrellas out there anyway, just in case, if they live through that.
Hopefully it won't happen and they can all leave them in the car, but we'll keep you updated.
All right, thank you, Andy. And stay with us. We'll be right back after this.